Hey, sixth grade. How are you guys? Hopefully, I'm filming this for the second time. About halfway through, a little while ago, the video crashed, and I was just talking to myself. But so this is take two, and I'm gonna probably go a little faster. So first off, I'm very excited to see you guys on Monday. I don't know if the feeling's mutual, but it's been a little challenging. But everybody at my house is healthy, and I am clearing quarantine, ready to come back on Monday. Can't wait to see your smiling faces. So, first up for pod today, talking about our core behavioral values. So we know that we work hard around here, we take responsibility for our own actions, and we also make positive choices. Many times during the day, you have a chance to make a choice that could be negative in the sense that it gets you off of your path to success, that maybe doesn't stay in line with your goal that you have, the end in mind that you're going with. Or maybe it's just mean, hurt somebody's feelings. Take that positive road, okay, that keeps you focused on your goals and ideals, but also is kind to others. You make enough positive choices, they'll add up. We always, when you come to that fork in the road, just say, you know, what's best, not just for me, but for the people I care about. So hopefully you're making positive choices around here. All right. I also was looking over some notes and thought, what do I want to tell these guys right before Christmas? Oh, Merry Christmas, right? I didn't see anything else in my notes that were really important. But it is important this year to celebrate. Gathering together in gigantic groups may not be the best idea as we're trying to wrap up COVID-19 as the vaccines coming sometime in 2021. But however you celebrate, however your family has traditions or whatever religious beliefs you have or may not have, celebrate, please. Have some fun. Yes, be safe, but participate in those fun traditions. One of my favorites, the one present on Christmas Eve. You open just the one Christmas Eve and the rest on Christmas Day. When I was a kid, I used to put a lot of strategy into that. I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want to do the biggest present, the one that looks the best, or do you want to save that for Christmas morning? So I used to think, hey, how about like the second or third one? So you have something pretty legit Christmas Eve, but not the best one for Christmas Day. And then we'd wake up Christmas Day, eat some fried rice and cinnamon rolls. Perfect. So whatever your family traditions, yes, okay, be smart about who you gather with and how many, but please have a safe, fun holiday because you know what? It's been a hard year for everybody, but you guys as well. And I think you deserve some fun. So let's finish this Christmas right before a week and then go into the new year feeling good. So that's all I wanted to say about that. I also wanted to say congrats to some rock stars that are just killing it in the classroom. So congrats to Ethan Angulo in ELA, who's Student of the Week. Brock Aiken is putting those formulas together, doing well in math. The future scientist Jade Alvarez Cardona probably, I don't know, discovered a new element or something this week. She did so well. Daniela Gutierrez is doing quite well in social studies. So is Lucas Hartley in reading. In their language enrichment elective, Noel Rodriguez is doing well. And in Makerspace, Brandon Hernandez Ringhill. Congrats, Students of the Week. If those guys are in your homeroom right now, just go, yeah, dude. Yeah. How about some high fives, some knuckles? Good job. You guys should be proud for sure. So to our lesson for this week. From last week, we talked about the end of habit 3. We know that habit 3 is to put first things first, right? Focus on your big rocks. That's the main part. But we talked about that you can't always live in your comfort zone. At times in life, you got to step out, make a leap of faith, and go into your courage zone. And you're never going to go anywhere if you don't do that. You don't have to do that every day. Often you get to stay in your comfort zone, the stuff that you know. Sometimes you have to make a leap of faith. When you do, don't let these things get in the way. Just straight fear. Okay, sometimes you do have to overcome that. Just because you failed last time, we got to get back up, right? Failures happen. That's part of life. And then finally, peer pressure. Okay, so as we end that part of habits, please make those leap of faith when you think it'll be worth it. So we've actually finished kind of the first half of the 7 habits, even though 7, there's not really a half. But so we've done 1 through 3 as the private victory, where you focus on yourself. If you've done well, developing your ability to be proactive, begin with the end of mind and put first things first. You can now say, I am responsible and for myself and can choose my own destiny. Hey, good for you. Next up, habits 4 through 6 are about being a team player and becoming somebody who, yes, you're good to yourself and you're doing well there, but the impact you have on others is also pretty darn good. Okay, so you may be thinking, Who cares about other people? If I'm doing well for myself, that's all that matters. Wrong, bro. Okay, because way back in even the 1600s, maybe before, John Donne, a metaphysical poet, was telling us no man is an island unto himself, meaning no human is just independent from all other humans. We're kind of a human race or family that is interconnected, whether we like it or not. And we actually need other people. A famous, smart psychologist, Maslow, came up with this pyramid or hierarchy of needs that's saying, yes, to survive, we need the basics of air, water, food, sleep, those things, and safety and a job. But right after that is a sense of connection with other people. That's what's part of the isolation of this pandemic has been so challenging, is we need those things. So don't think, hey, it's all about me. You got to look out for number one. Okay, but you're going to need other people along the way for sure. I'm not going to make you take this little quiz in your agenda, but I want you to mentally think about your responses here. Yeah, feel free to do this as you mentally think about them, and do it now, which is fine because I just told you and you're all watching this video, but don't do that a lot just in public, because if you're around just doing this, it may not look good. Okay, so generally speaking, taken as a group, you and your friends, how are you guys getting along right now? How are those relationships? Lousy, lots of drama, people fighting, or like, nah, we're great. Okay. What about siblings if you have them? Seems like it's either 1 or 5, that you're always fighting and fighting over people's stuff. That would be over here, I guess, or you're doing great. So hopefully those aren't too bad. What about the adults that you live with? Okay, good rapport there, or is there some fighting, yelling, dishonesty? Okay, where are you at there? A girlfriend or boyfriend if you have one, and if you do, why? It's a little young, guys. You're 6th grade, but if you do, how's the quality of that relationship? And then teachers, folks that you spend a lot of time with here at school, taken as a group. Okay, are you doing excellently with them or lousy? So if whether you're good or bad, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about an important metaphor for relationships. They're called relationship bank accounts. So it's like you have a bank account or a piggy bank for each person that you associate with. Okay. And some of those are pretty important to you, your best friends, your siblings, okay, for a while, even teachers at school. You necessarily have a relationship with just strangers or people you barely know. But the quality of that relationship is depending on how much you put in. Maybe you know banking lingo already. Okay, you're putting stuff in there, the bank account's going to get full. If you're always taking things out of a bank account or a relationship, withdrawals, it's going to be an empty bank account. You're going to be broke, or you're going to be relationship broke. So let's talk about some different things you can do to either make deposits in these relationships, or whoa, does that freak you out? Or to make withdrawals. So let's talk about promises, whether it's the normal variety or the more serious pinky variety. So if your word is your bond and you tell somebody, I'm going to do this, okay, and you follow through, it's going to be a lot of strong deposits in there. Even once, if you make a big commitment and you bail on somebody and say, we were going to go eat lunch together in the cafeteria, but no, hey, we're going to do this after school together, but now I'm going to go over here. Those can be really big deposits that can hurt your RBA for sure. What about really generally how you treat them? Do you do small things for them that are nice, little small acts of kindness? I think that we sometimes forget that with people that we know very well. So what if your sibling and you are always fighting over the bathroom in the morning, and your sister likes to be in by a certain time? What if a small act of kindness was just getting up a little bit earlier so you're out of her way? Okay, so don't miss opportunities to do that. Sometimes we're just too caught up in ourselves that we are not making the people in our lives know that we care about them. So don't always just keep to yourself and say, I got to look out for me. Find ways to make little small deposits of kindness. Love this quote. Even one kind word, a please or thank you, something kind you may say to a classmate or a staff member in the cafeteria or your parents. One kind word can warm 3 winter months. Some people need those more than others. So let's think about that as we head into the holiday season. And a concept we talked about a few years ago in Pod was some of you guys, or all of you guys, have an impact on the school. So if you come in being rude, not being kind, that causes a ripple. But you can also just do kind things, and that spreads a little bit. All right. So just know that people are watching you, and your actions are important. And if they're kind, they're going to spread, and that kindness will keep spreading. And that's awesome. All right. What about 3? Are you keeping it real, which is not something I think kids say anymore. And I'm certainly not a kid, so I shouldn't say it. But are you loyal in terms of when you're with your friend and you're with other people? Are you the same or do you change? Do you go from one group and just be like, ooh, I got some tea, and go to this other group and spill that hot stuff everywhere? That may make you feel important. I think that's why people do that. But when you gossip and tell secrets, it's almost like really nobody should trust you. Because if you're the person that they come and they spill the tea for you and you're like, oh, so and so said this, but you should think about, why would I tell that person anything? Because they're just going to run back and tell somebody else. Okay. So, yeah, if someone's told in confidence, don't change your behavior or tell secrets just to try to look cool. Don't be two faced. Don't be somebody that is just, I don't know why I have the Hulk in there, but I guess he does switch off and on, right? He's calm and angry. Actually, sometimes he says he's always angry. I don't remember why I kept Hulk in there. What about sharing? When people are talking to you as a friend, as a parent, as a teacher, are you listening? Are you simply waiting for your time to talk? Okay. And I've had friends like this where even when they ask me a question, I don't know that they're really listening. And I guess they're not really the best of friends. So be cognizant of that. And this is an old Saturday Night Live character. I don't remember her actual name, but she was a one-upper. And I know people like that they say, hey, yesterday in my game, I scored 2 goals and it was pretty cool. She would say things like, well, I scored 50 goals, so I'm cooler. That's not what people want. They just want to hear, hey, good job. That's awesome. So share, listen, hey, wait for your turn to talk. When you mess up, we talked about, or this was actually with 8th graders, some ups and downs of friendship. We all mess up from time to time. If you're a good friend that has a strong relationship bank account, a good apology goes a long ways. Okay. It does with wives too. I know. Okay. Hey, my bad. I'm sorry. Hey, that's a deposit. I'm sorry. Okay. Gosh, maybe make it a little bit more sincere. But if you're too proud, too arrogant, say, no, I wasn't wrong. I don't have to say sorry. Those are real withdrawals to the relationship bank account. I've heard a kid say this last year. I'll apologize after they do. Well, we learned before in habit 1, other people's actions are not in our circle of control. You can't do anything about that. So if you're going to wait around for that, that can be where 2 people are waiting for apologies for years, and there goes the relationship bank account altogether. Just close that account, y'all. Okay, so you don't have to wait for them. You can make the first move for sure. Almost done. When you're talking to somebody, do you set clear expectations? This is how our friendship's going to be. This is how we want it to go. Or are you always kind of saying, this is how it could be, and giving people false impression? Hey, that's not good. And honesty is always the best policy. And I saw this morning, and I thought, why do I have a brain and a heart? So I made some of this stuff originally last year. And I think what we're talking about is kind of like that question of, if you want to tell your friend something that's kind of mean, like, hey, I don't think that boyfriend's best for you. Always put those things together. Okay. So yeah, you may want to tell them that, but you do so with some heart. Okay. And being honest is generally the best policy, as long as you're not overly harsh and say your boyfriend's a complete idiot. You can just say, hey, I don't think they're the best for you. Okay. And it's pretty big. It usually takes many deposits to make up for one withdrawal. So be careful when you open your mouth. And he's telling us, as the most interesting man in the world over here says, I don't always think about what I say. When I do, it's too late because I've already said it. One unkind word, one untruth, one behind the back comment or gossiping could take this relationship bank account that you've built up. Where's my hand? Over here. Up, so high, and one withdrawal can bring that thing shattering down. So watch your words, please. Words to think about and end on. Hey, I could put my head. I probably shouldn't do these Saturday night when I'm tired. Now I'm this guy. For you to think about. It's from one of my favorite books, and I might have gave you quotes about this before, but he talks about our relationships with other people being similar to fire. Fire can do lots of things. It can warm us on a cold night, or it can also burn things down. Okay, wind has a nice aspect to it, caressing, or can cut. Or water, give us a nice break of thirst, or drown us. Same thing with the people that you communicate with. You can both create and destroy, nurture and terrorize, traumatize and heal each other. That book is about childhood trauma. And the psychologist that wrote it basically said that Yes, therapy and other medical procedures and things can help after people have faced horrible things in their life. What they really need is positive relationships. So think about that when you think, I'm going to say this and this will be funny. I'll make something laugh or make somebody laugh. Maybe look at the person that you just said that thing to afterwards. Look at their eyes, look at their face, see the impact that you had. So I encourage you to be kind, nurture, treasure those relationships. Think, oh man, you know what? I need to make that relationship bank account a little stronger. I challenge you today. It's Monday. Think about an RBA for you, whether it's a friend or a teacher who says, you know what, geez, what's the word for how much money you have in your bank? I am tired. All the teachers are saying it right now. Your balance, there it is going pretty low. I need to make a deposit, just something small. Okay, write them a nice note, say something kind, because once those things are emptied out, those accounts, it's hard to get them back. So thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully that wasn't too long. I hope we didn't freeze. And like I said, I will see you in person on Monday. I'm excited. And one more week until Christmas break, guys. That's awesome. I'm going to close this before I stop singing or start singing Christmas carols. Jingle